Hello there, I'm going to show you in this video why I think Louisiana is one of the most incredible art galleries in the world. It doesn't look that much from the outside when you first arrive there. It just seems like a fairly ordinary but very pretty house on this road north of Copenhagen. Come through these doors though, and I think you'll see what all the fuss is about. Wow, I've just stepped outside into this sculpture garden and already seen works by two of the most famous artists of the 20th century. Alexander Calder, who's famous for making those mobiles, and that funny little sculpture just now is from Joan Miró, the famous Catalan surrealist. And that's what's just so amazing about this place. When you walk through these gardens, you're constantly just seeing, hidden amongst the landscape, works from really the absolute top artists of the world. And we're just coming up to another one here. That sculpture there will be very familiar to many people who see this artist's work in London or all over the world. It's Henry Moore, the famous British sculptor. And look at the way that all of this art just sits there within the beauty of this wonderful location on the banks of the Øresund, the bit of sea that separates Denmark from Sweden. And you look out over this amazing landscape, and it somehow just brings incredible extra enjoyment to the art that you're seeing around you. It's just there. You just come across it. And this one here is another example, and I didn't realise who this was by until I looked down at the label and realised this is a work by none other than Roy Lichtenstein, the famous pop artist. And I love just walking around here, and you find all these angles and the mixture of the art and the landscape, and it's especially lovely to come here on a day like this in springtime. So I'll just let you enjoy these sites a little bit more before I tell you more about this incredible museum. So the way this museum is laid out, when you're walking inside and looking at the exhibitions, you constantly have these wonderful views of the outside as well. So it's like the landscape is almost part of the art. You get these great picture windows, in this case looking out over to the old mill, which was the original function of this building. And look just how stunning it is. And so you're seeing these sculptures, they're outside the window, but you're looking at them from the inside, and it's so stunning wherever you go. And now, those of you who know your art will immediately recognise these figures as being from the Italian sculptor Giacometti. It's got Louisiana has got one of the most amazing collection of these strange, tall, thin bronze figures. And here's another very, very famous artist, Louise Bourgeois, who made this quite scary sculpture of an enormous spider. And once again, look at the way that it's looking out onto this landscape. I mean, that could be a picture, couldn't it? But in fact, you're looking out on this spring day to the beautiful Danish countryside. But it's the special exhibitions that really make Louisiana. And I was blown away by this one by Firele Baez, a Dominican artist that I must admit I hadn't come across, but I'll definitely be looking up her work in future. What you can see from maybe these examples that I'm just running through now is an extraordinary sort of grammar in her work, where what she does is she takes as the backdrop historic charts, historic maps and documents often portraying the exploration of the colonial era, and superimposes it with these amazing, stunning and often quite disturbing bright colours and images that for her is showing in a sense that the truth that lay on top of this historic documentation that we're used to. As a Dominican, as an Afro-Caribbean with folk memories of the original indigenous people of the Caribbean, she's saying, look, we shouldn't be forgotten. We and the nature around us and the culture around us are what lay behind all of this exploration. And she does it in a way that, for me, it's not preaching, it's not making a very a kind of a point to be controversial. It's just saying, look, this is the reality of the people and the nature that the Europeans came across, but looking at it with our eyes, with the eyes of the people involved, and not this rather stuffy, staid historical view that we're used to. And look at the vibrancy of the colours that she gets in her painting. And one of the things that I was just amazed about as well, looking around this exhibition, was the extraordinary skill. I hope I can show it a little bit here, of the brush strokes here on using acrylic paint, that really, puts her, for me, in the absolute top league of artists. I think it's the kind of skill that you see in the great masters. And I was often, when I was going around this exhibition, just going up close, as you do with some of the great artists, just to see how did she get these amazing shapes and these colours from individual brush strokes. So now we're outside again, just taking a last look around this fantastic sculpture garden. Again, there's Henry Moore looking over the sea towards Sweden, and going up this path here as well. I love this bit. Again, you just see these works coming out at you, out of the woods, out of nature. So I'll just leave you with some last views of Louisiana, and really recommend that you make it here. If you come to Denmark, if you come to Copenhagen, you've got to take the train or hire a car and make that little short trip to Louisiana. So thanks very much, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Please leave some comments, and please do subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back.